Yo, all right. Today is May 2nd, 2025. I'm gonna go over today's price action as far as my trades, what I was looking for, what I did, what I didn't do, what I could have did better. All right. So today I was lucky enough to get out of this day break even. I goofed up on one of the trades, and I missed an opportunity on a good trade. Though I was positive, I still ended up break even due to this and due to um, not taking the trade that's supposed to be here, and I would have been done because this was my first trade, this was my second trade, and then these trades came back to back. This happened so damn quickly, as you can see. I didn't know what was happening when I entered. Price just skyrocketed and then dropped right back down, freaked me out. Then I hopped right back in, as you can see, and then started meddling out. So this one here is a bit of a cluster crap of an entry, and everything else. These were making sense. So we'll get into them, and I'll write them out as we go on this chart, and then I'll do my notions later. So yeah, let's go through them actually. So let's go look at the live video and go from there. And how long are most of these trades? 2 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 seconds. Okay, so most of these trades are not that long. So I'll just play the regular live video in 2 times speed if I need to. I just gotta find it. This one here. All right. Let me bring this out to the side. All right. So the first trade came at 10:04:27. So I didn't have any true levels. Actually, I did. I had this one here, but I didn't mark it. All right. This one here didn't make sense to me until after something happened. Then it made sense. Um, if we saw my pre-market video, let's go find the pre-market video. When I was setting up the charts, I just couldn't make sense of that area. A second pre-market. May 2nd pre-market. Where are you? All right, this one here. All right, so this is the pre-market one, and let's just go. I'll go straight to wherever the setup was for the 5 minute, and it's the 1 minute. This is the 1 minute still. This is a 30 minute. An hour. 30 minute. Weekly. Alright, probably further down. Tick chart. Tick chart. 1 minute. 1 minute. She's nothing. Oh my goodness. Do I not have the weekly, 1 hour, 30 minute, 5 minute. Okay. Alright, so see, we had this right here. This is the level. And this is news. So news kind of just went straight through it. It is a fresh level. Price did kind of go straight through it. So I probably should have marked it. Alright, this is what the level looked like. But I didn't. It didn't make sense. I had another level here that was prior to. Let's see if I even zoom out and go over it. It looks like I deleted it. and right, didn't just make it didn't make sense because we were breaking those levels, so I deleted them. So, but that 5 minute, though it was broken, I should have kept it. Um, right, though it was broken, I should have kept it because it was fresh, right? And it was also because I had this level here. As you can see, that level faded off, and then we ended up getting that level right here, which ended up being both a support level and a resistance level at the same time. And then when news came, it couldn't decide what it wanted it to be, and price broke above it during a pre-market session, and then during the session it came back down to it, right? So now it's just, where do we find failed sell for an entry, right? So we can go to our tick chart, bring this out, and we'll go to I think we had it on reviewing. On review, so we got it on review, and then we zoom out and we look for where was there sales false, actually look for buying, because price bought through this. So right here, selling could have also worked also, right? And then we go like that, and then we look for price to come back down and reject that area. So we'll go back to the 5 minute time frame, probably look for a trend line if we can. If we can't, then it is what it is, something like that. Boom. All right, may have entered on this one here. Let's go to the 1 minute. All right, so I like this rejection right here. Boom. All right, could have entered maybe there also on just the candle chart itself, but I like this candle here. What time does it close? This closes at 5668, so right up here like that. Boom. And then could have just rolled this bad boy up to that, right? So like this. Boom. All right, probably get an exit right here. And if I had a target, that's 5700 right here, would have been a nice target. All right, so let's go to it. So yeah, so that one just went straight to it. Bam. All right, I like the strong buy. This is also a nice clean target to get out of. So risking 6 points, and boom, up 30. That's a pretty damn good amount. So if you're getting out around 26, that's a good return. That could have been the first trade. All right, but that wasn't the trade that I took. Wish it was. So let's go over the trades that I actually did take, and then we'll look on keeping that in the back of our head for our future setups. All right, so let's go to the trades that I actually did take. Trade came in at 10:04. Let's go to 10:04. I can move this out the way. All right, it's 9:52. Markets open up. Doesn't have any level. This is the level, but I don't have any levels. Nothing makes sense until you can see price really held that ground there. We did have this, so that would have popped up into my area, and I would have been cautious of that. Right, this is where I tried to get long right here. No, I tried to get short 10:04.27. Right, so we had a nice push down and a reversal. Right, and we went into it. We had that sell over here. We had this here. So let's look at this over here. So 10:04.27. It's a good level. Went back and closed into it. Everything looked good. I like this little rejection here. But what I don't notice is that we're out of the trend line. The trend line that I created, we're out of it. Right? How do I manage that? 10:04.27. Yeah, right over here. We're out of that trend line. All right. This price is no longer in the trend. Oh, whoa, that's big. right? Price is no longer in the trend line. So, and I ended up getting stopped out like 6 minutes, 4 minutes later. So that's 6:51 right here. I ended up quitting out the trade because it just didn't look good anymore, right? And yes, I quit out the trade right over here. 687.25. Yeah, right here's where I quit the trade. Before my stop loss was hit. I was targeting the lows down here. This is what I saw. This was a buying area, but I ignored this right here, which ended up being a major reversal area. And as you can see, price broke out of that trend line, held this area. This is where I was saying maybe I could have entered that, because that was the pure reversal shot, and it hit me badly. So let's mark this one up. So let's mark this trade up. Attack. So this is May 2nd, 2025. This was a let me pull up my other ones so I can make sure that I am at least keeping them all the same. Right, at least the idea of it are the same. Alright, so this is just one trade. So this is first trade, comma, and this was a breakout retest. This is the 1 minute, and this is a short, and this was at this was at 10:04:27. 10:04:27, right? Now this is a breakout retest from the 1 minute. So the questions we have to ask ourselves as we go through this level right here, right? Now, did we have everything that we're looking for, right? I'll continue with the text. I have a level. Key level has been drawn with colored, and it has been labeled. This is a breakout, closed through. It closed through, right? Bam, and it moved away. Retest and value confirmation. We did get a retest, and we did have the first rejection. We did get a value confirmation, but we broke a trend line. Got the retest at the volume confirmation area, but price broke out of the trend line on the range chart. This did not put the trade in my favor any longer, and set the trade up for a continuation higher. Alright, so that's what happened with that one. Alright, so my mindset, I was neutral. I was following my edge to the best of my ability, and I did accept risk, and I just closed it out early because I knew it wasn't going to work out. It felt like it wasn't going to work out. I didn't know. Breakout, higher time frame, risk. Breakout, retest on tick chart. Yes, we did retest on the tick chart. This time I had a trend line. I didn't enter on 2 ticks. I entered on the first rejection. That was very clear. We had buy and we had sell, and this one looked like it probably could have worked out, but then when we came back inside, I should have just cut it out right here. Like, this is like, alright, this is not going right. Could have exited the trade much sooner. Alright, my risk is still below. Position size still 3. I didn't get a chance to break even, and I was aware of my trade. Alright, so this is 3. Alright, So let's save this one. April, May 2nd. Breakout, retest, first trade. All right, so that's the first trade. All right, second trade came in at 10:22. So I waited a little bit. This was being accepted, so I wanted to see price move away from it and then retest, right? And that's what we got. Price moved away from it very nicely. I like that. All right, cool. And I'm just waiting for that retest back into that level down here, right? 1022, I get a retest into this area where price bought out of at 1022, 1022, 28. $10.22.28. All right, we had this buy right here. This is what I'm talking about. So price pushed up and then came back to this buy. All right, I saw this wick. Probably was late on seeing that wick, but I did see the wick. I said, "Oh, all right, let's give it a go." All right, we had a wick here, a wick there. Yeah, I don't hear order filled. 10:22:28 is when I entered. All right, 10:22:28. All right, yeah. So I entered there. All right, I didn't hear order filled or anything like that. All right, so this is up. All right, so I entered there. I sit in this trade for 15 whole solid minutes. I did enter there, right? All right. I didn't have my thing up already. All right, so I have my stop loss area. Price was really testing me, and then boom, started exploding forward. All right, move. I'm just adding my stuff now. All right, prices started to move higher. I like this. Okay, cool. We're above this area. I want price to get close above it. I could move my stop loss, but I think I moved my stop loss anyways to preserve my capital. We're at 5,700. There goes my stop loss, this white line. Price moves up to my 2-to-1. My goal is right here to the top there. That is the next level that I have, 1038. We got right to the 5702 and then paused for no apparent reason. I couldn't figure out why. I'm trying to figure out why. Oh, we hit an initial balance, and that's where initial balance was. And that was just upsetting. I should have just exited the trade there, right? I missed this because I was looking at this, so it threw me off. So if I was able to exit the trade, right, this one happened so quickly, boom, right? Even now I missed it. Wait till it, right? If I was able to exit the trade here at 5698, let's put out Mr. Calculator. All right, I could have just waited for the next trade. So 5698.25 minus 5691.50 times 15, right? That would have made up the first trade's loss and put me at a break-even stance, right? Even though we're already up 2-to-1, but this rejection here is a rejection that was the high of the day, also the initial balance high. So there's a lot going on at that level and possible rejection. So, but I stayed there for another 7 minutes while price bounced around at this level. It looked like it was going to go. I said, oh, I would potentially add to this trade right here. And then price said, oh, you would have? Okay, let's push it lower. Right, and then looks like it wants to go. Okay, now we have a little block going. I need price to get above this block. It doesn't, takes me out, and that was it. So that's that trade, me typing it in. All right, so let's go type in the next trade here. Let's get the text. All right, so this one is long. That one is the date. Okay, May 2nd, 2025. This is the second trade, and this is a breakout, reclaim, retest. All right, and this trade came in at 10:28, 10:22, 28, I believe 10:22, 28. Right, and so we had a level. We had that set. We had this set. Price already did close with back inside of it. Right, it closed back inside of it. Right, all of that is there. Absorption, exhaustion, visible. That's not how that is. It's a different setup. Actually, it's a whole different setup. Actually, I've been working on this as we go. So, no FOMO. Follow the edge from what I've been studying with this one. So this is still kind of new. I'm not using the entry trigger of 2, but breakout, higher time frame, retest on the tick chart. Yes. All right, still the same risk. Position size, move, break even set at 1-to-1 R. Is set when we're at 1-to-1 R. So this one here was a good trade, but when IB set, price started rejecting the high of day and moved back towards the support level. May have exited the trade once I saw the weakness appear, then look for a new re-entry. Alright, so that's basically that trade. Nothing I can do about that one. Okay, so we're gonna go on to the next trade, and I know I'm a little bit over with time. It feels like it. I feel like I've been talking for a while. Let's go to the next trade here. The next trade, this next trade, these two are gonna be 2-and-1. So this is supposed to be a continuation. So the trade that I was supposed to take, right? Price pissed me off a little bit when it started pushing up, but I said I don't think price is still ready to go yet. So I'll just wait. If anything, it'll come back down to our level. I want to see price come back down to this level and then take off. Right? So this took a while. This took like 11.7 something. I said I'll just wait patiently. And I was just waiting patiently, like, okay, waiting. It's still the only new line that we have. Nothing has appeared on any other ones. Right, so still waiting patiently. Still waiting. Price starts to drop. Volume starts to build up. And we hit the level right there. Right? Right? Check this out. Right? So that was it, right? So price, and I saw this. I said, oh, I think we're good to go. And I should have entered right there. This is about a 6-point risk. Right on this trade here, it's about a 6-point risk. This is it right here. Right, so enter here, stop loss like that, boom. Right, and that goal is still at 57.19 area right here. Right, that was the goal. This one is pretty good. Right, but I really want to get 20. Not gonna lie. Right, so here we're seeing about 6 points, and we're at 23 points, and then 19 is about 30 points. Right. Alright, price did come back down and then pushed up, and we'll talk about this because where my entries are. So price went to my level. Let's go to the video. Price went to my level. Look how price really starts pushing, and now I'm feeling FOMO like a bitch. Like, look at this. 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 All right, and this is where I enter. Boom. I entered in this huge, dramatic thing. I think I entered on this. This should not have been a trade whatsoever. That's just what I'm saying. I was lucky enough to actually be able to survive this trade. So let's look at it. So we had this buy here, and we starts to break out, and I'm using the 15 tick chart. So that's in place. So let's pull the 15 tick chart up. So to show exactly what I was looking at, because that does make a big difference as far as what you can see and what I saw, because I saw price buying out of it, which is why I entered into it. So I think it was this candle here. I saw buy out of it right here. All right, this candle here, right? Boom, it bought out of it. I said, okay, look, we're buying out. I entered, and it entered me way up here, and it threw me the heck off. And then price was all the way up here at the 19, and then all the way down here at the same time. All of this time span, and I entered twice because I didn't know what the heck was going on. It happened so quickly. So yeah, let's bring it back and let it play. So like I said, as soon as I saw it on the tick chart, I entered, and I should have just waited. I entered, bam, way up there. Price is going. I said, what the heck? Because as soon as I saw it, I clicked on it, and then price was already up way past where I wanted to be. I couldn't make sense of it. Price hit this level. I couldn't even see when the level was going to get hit. It hit it so quickly. Started rejecting. Price was kind of like up there, down there. Look at this. This is me exiting the trade, not knowing where I entered or where I exit. That was an insane move. I get back into the trade. As you heard, order filled. I said, okay, looks like it's holding. Looked like it came down to bounce. Now what? I really didn't know what to do. There was so much going on. I really was quite unsure, right? But now I stay in this trade for 4 minutes. All right. So I said, okay, we're gonna probably likely revisit this. This long wick means that we're likely going to revisit this area here. I don't know if it was news or what. $5.19. All right, and then so I saw price looked like it was trying to reject. All right, we hit 20. I was hoping for a stronger push up. For some reason, I was calculating how much I could make of it, and then I said, okay, screw it. Let me just exit, because I don't want to. This was just really freaking me out. All right, and thankfully I did exit. I think price did eventually come down a little bit. Would have freaked me out even more, and then push right up into it. Right. Yeah. So that was that. So that was that trade. So what was this trade? This trade was not part of the thing. So let's mark it. This trade was not part of my trading system. This was longs. Thankfully they worked, but it wasn't part of my trading system. 1201 and 1205. 1201, 1205. So this is the third trade, and this is the fourth trade. All right, and these were just this is May 2nd, 2025, and this is just not part of my trading system. was lucky that I was able to capitalize on this to bring me to break even on the day. That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Because yeah, I got lucky with this one, and that's real. That's all I'm gonna keep it as. Keep it as. I got lucky with that one. All right. So, anyways, we'll continue on with the day. Price pushes up. Price does come back down to this initial balance area. I really don't have anything there for it, but it does come back down to it eventually around like the 1 o'clocks. Once this hits a complete stop there, um, the 4 hours to 4 hour level comes back to that area. I do feel it comes a little deeper, much deeper. Maybe I'm just wrong. So I guess that's as deep as it went. Goes up there and then rejects for a second time, and then it comes here towards the end. All right, I saw this happen. And I said, man, I would want to trade that, but price did not move away from it deep enough for it to be an interest. There we go, that we moved away. And I said, I don't trade around this time, so just let it be. Price does come back down a little bit. I marked it. Price comes down right at the end, and then bounce, right? So probably could have entered around there. Let's see what that looked like. Let's at least look at it, see what it looks like, and then we'll be calling it a day here. I'm looking at the tick chart, and I'm also going to look at it at the 15-minute because these are just too thick of a tick. So the 15-minute might give us a better indication on when to have entered this trade. I am liking this hammer candle here, right? But we don't get that there. What the heck? Probably couldn't even capitalize. This is the same thing that happened earlier. Probably couldn't even capitalize on this. Probably would have been like way up here as an entry, way down there as a stop loss. So let's say I'm at 58.08. This here, I'm already at 6 points, trying to get up to the 20. I don't think it even goes up to this one. So only about 4 points, I believe. Right there it is. Drop down. I went up 8 points, and that was it. So let's look at that same candle from a tick chart. We're gonna go to here. We're going to clear. All right, this is our level. We're gonna look at it from here and here. Let's go to the tick chart. All right, it's probably already at 15. It is. All right. I'm gonna review. I don't see any buying. This is what I'm talking about. Let's go to the 20. Where any buying on the 20? No. Any buying on the 10? Okay. Any buying on the 5? I don't get any buying anywhere around here, but I do get RSIs. All right. So here I would need an entry. All right. So here, price drops down. As you can see, price got so thin. I can't draw a trend line if I wanted to save my life. Alright, so we have price drop down. Boom, maybe enter here. Stop loss there. Risking about 2 points. That one would have been a good trade. And then, boom. Like I said, if trade, you see how price doesn't know where to put me at. See, it's popping over. It's because there's nothing there. Right, this is basically just me entering. These I can catch, but that's as far as it goes, right? This is the 50, and all of these are 50, right, all the way up to here, right? But I might be able to catch, no, can't even catch these, right? So this is probably, all right, so this here, this wide gap, this is probably the range, right? So probably would have put me up 4 points, and then I would have to say screw it and try to get up this 8 and try to get out, because I've been like, it's been a 1-on-1. Probably would have put me up way over here, because this is just going. There's nothing there to attach to. We attach to that, right? And then we pop over, and then we attach back to, we attach to this here, and then we attach to that, right? So maybe it would have threw me up over here if I entered down there, right? Because there's nothing here. So, and then we have this and that, so like a 3-to-1. I'm sorry, a 1.2 to 1 or something like that. All right, so basically that's pretty much it. Those are my 4 trades, 3 in a sense, but my 4 trades. Thankfully, I was able to get out of that last one, and actually that helped me bring me back to a positive day. But I mean, I would have still taken this loss versus this back and forthness. This was too crazy. And then this one here, like I said, I would have already positive. If I had just taken that one off early, that would have been good. And if I waited for that trade like I did when I saw it, I would have been done, because that trade was a money trade. That trade was the trade that I needed, the one that came around 11.26, and we'll go to it one more time, and we'll also like get the amount. I think this is it right here, right? And let's say I got out at 19. No sign of weakness here. This I got out here, right? Let's say that, or it hit my 20, right? I got out at 30. 15 times 30. That would have been a good trade. Minus the 75. Good day. Plus 3, right? So 378 for the day. That would have been perfect, grand. So I imagine, like I said, it's gonna be 50 times. It's gonna be that easy one day. Very easy one day, and then eventually it'll be 50 times 5 times. Easy very soon one day. So it's coming. All right, so that's it for me for today. I'll be back probably during the weekend.